What's going on, everybody? I'm your man, Unc, aka Dennis, aka the Regal Eagle 215, and welcome to the Regal Eagle. Couple things we're gonna go over today. Basically, what we think the game plan is, and what I think the game plan should be for this Vikings game. I will actually be at the game this weekend, or I'm sorry, tomorrow. So for those out there that are going to be out there, hit me up. And again, if you want to get more premium content and listen to our other shows here on the Regal Eagle, not FS1, so don't block me. But yeah, just go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on that notification button. That way, we know that you're watching. That way, we know, whatever questions you may have, you go ahead and ask those questions, and we'll do our best to facilitate your questions and get it going. All right. So again, I'm Unc, and let's go ahead and hop into it. All right. So a couple things we're going to over again. We're going to go over how I think we should attack the Vikings. Linebackers, the injury reports, and Sean Desai's coverage and what he said on his press conference. So, without further ado, okay, so how should we attack the Vikings? Okay, so we all know that the Vikings offensive line isn't that good. Okay, they allowed Kirk Cousins. Well, they allowed a couple sacks last weekend. I feel like when we attack the Vikings, what we should do is we should be very assertive on our pass rush. That's one. And then two, I feel like we should go ahead and their O line isn't that good, and we had three players, first, second, and third, as far as takeoff off the ball. We had like the top three fastest times. So if we can get to him early with our pass rush, I don't feel like we need to sit back and use that soft zone covers like we were doing before on the last game. So I feel like what we need to do is have our corners come up, press the receivers, have big play Slay just go one on one with Justin Jefferson. He locked him up last time. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I do think that Justin Jefferson is going to have a pretty good game, but at the same time, I feel like if we can eliminate some of his dings and dunks and let our pass rush get to him, Cousins doesn't really play. I know, Wise, right? Kirk Cousins really doesn't play well under pressure. So my thing is, if we can sit back and press the receivers and not give them any space, I feel like we should be successful as far as the pass rush. Because again, Kirk Cousins, he doesn't play well out of the pocket. He's more of a pocket passer. So that's just me. So pressing their their uh their receivers, ensuring that our pass rush gets to where they need to get as quick as they can get to get Kirk Cousins off his mark. I feel like that's going to be our best mode of success on that game. Now, again, RDBs have to do their job. Right now we don't have um, N'Kobe Dean in because he's out, but I do feel as though the backup is going to come in, Sidney Brown, and he's going to do his thing. I feel like he did his thing in preseason. I feel like he's gonna this is gonna be his time to shine and prove himself to the rest of the team. N'Kobe Dean being out, it sucks, but he is injury prone, and this is something that we really shouldn't. We should. It ain't like we didn't know this wasn't gonna happen. So if we can do that and get him off his mark, like I said, I think we should be somewhat decent. That's just me. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put them in the comments thread, and we'll see them and put them up here and see what everybody else says. So going back to what Y says, don't sit back, or Jay Jettis is going to be a problem. True, he is going to be a problem. I'm not going to say, like I said earlier, there's no way he's not having a one catch for 47-yard game again against us. Not this year. No, he's going to have some yards. He's going to have a touchdown or two. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can't allow his other receivers and the other pass catchers, tight ends, and all that to come out and be successful on the short pass game. So if you can alleviate and make him, even if he does sit in the pocket, fine, he sits in the pocket. But even if he does, throw, for how many yards, Justin Jefferson, I feel like big play Slay is going to come up and do a 50-50 ball with him every single time. Now, again, I'm not saying that Justin Jefferson ain't going to catch no balls because he is. Pause. But at the same time, I do feel as though big play Slay is going to, have a decent opportunity to alleviate some of those catches. So that's my view on that. Um, how do you see our linebackers attacking the Vikings pass defense? Um, I don't know. Like, again, our linebackers, we've struggled the past couple years on linebackers. People can say, even last year, our linebackers weren't that good, and we got Reed Blankenship out, you know, that's gonna hurt. But at the same time, our linebackers need to clog up the middle of that field, because if we don't clog up the middle of that field and give Kirk Cousins, like I said, even if he steps up in the pocket, and can, and buys himself a little bit more time, that's why I say our pass rush has to get there, and like completely clog up the middle. Don't let his receivers catch nothing in the middle. And if they do, guess what? Let it be like a 2 or 3 yard gain. I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that. But don't let it be like a 5 or 6 yard gain. 1 or 2 yards, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But by time third down hit, even if he does, they'll be 2 or 3 yards shy of the first. Normally, they'll probably punt the ball. So what's going on, man? What's going on, Rod? What's happening? But again, our linebackers have to stay disciplined throughout the middle of the field. If they're not disciplined in the middle of the field, Kirk Cousins are going to pick us apart, because that's what he did last game. That's what he did against who they play, the Lions. Yeah, that he's going to pick us apart if you allow this man if you get this man any amount of time to step up in the pocket and make a sound decision. It's gonna be ugly for us. And again, Bradbury's out, so that's another person that's out. Got Bradbury out, got N'Kobe Dean out. Fletch is hurt. Gainwell's he's not playing now, from what I understand. So but then again, that is going to give Swift a good opportunity to come in and prove to everybody what he's got going on. So if you're listening, Swifty, hey, look here, man. Today's your time. Do it at home, in front of the home crowd, in front of all your peoples, because I know you're gonna have them there. Okay, look, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not flying up there to watch you do some mediocre work. All right, I got $50 on this game, and the last thing I want is for this dude at work to come at me, talk about where's his money. All right, so look, Swift, you better do your thing. Eagles Nation, stand up. You know what I'm saying? Let's do our thing, but we got to get there. But yeah, I know, right? I gotta bet my boy, right? And he's the last thing I want. I do not want to see him. Because matter of fact, today at work, I was actually on the phone talking to my sister, and he walked up to me and he tapped on the table and he said, "Hey," and I looked at him like, "Hey, what's up?" Like, whatever. My thing is, and again, if anyone knows me, anyone knows, I don't mind talking noise. I don't mind talking shit. And again, I don't mind if you talk shit either. But don't lose the game and then give me a reason, a justification as to why you lost the game. Don't lose the game and then say, "Oh, we beat ourselves." No, no, they beat you because they were better than you and they scored more points than you. No, they were better than you. If someone beat my beloved Eagles, you know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, we gotta ask it. Yeah, well, yeah. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, well, we beat ourselves." I'm not gonna say that. So again, be the person that don't. I mean, be honest with yourself. And if you lost, just say, "Yeah, we lost." Don't say, "Oh, we beat ourselves." Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. Straight up. So, like I said, back to our linebackers. I feel like our linebackers, they just have to stay disciplined, and they really have to ensure that anything that's in the middle, that's called, stay on your person. Do what you gotta do. If it's a zone coverage, stay in your zone. Do not deviate from your zone coverage. And guess what? If he's gonna throw a 2 yard, 3 yard pass, well, guess what? That's just something we're gonna have to eat up. Because trust and believe, their defense ain't that good either, and Justin's gonna do the same. So when it's all said and done, I predict this game probably 30-21. Eagles at home opener at night. Decent field, no rain. Yeah, yeah. It ain't gonna be. That's just my prediction. So if whatever if you got time, put your predictions down at the bottom. Let me see what y'all got going on. All right. All right. So, um, looking at an injury report, how does the defense address change on the DB side of the house, meaning like zone or man defense? And do you think about and what do we think about the Rashad Evans signing? So going back to what I was saying before, I truly think that at the beginning of the game, we need to play man, press up, and get him off his mark, get a few sacks, get a couple of 3 and outs, give us an opportunity to score first, second, and possibly third. And then after that, then if we want to sit back and play zone covers, then we can play zone covers. And then after that, our defense, we need to figure out what works best for us to include the blitz packages, and things of that nature too. All right, Rod. So Rod's got it 2017 Eagles. I appreciate that. Do I need to go ahead and put this on our tally? All right. So, and for those who don't know, I'm also on I co-host another show called Sports Laugh and Chill. Uh, Dope show. It's a whole bunch of us on there. Shout out to Y, shout out to Rod, shout out to Gina, the owner of the show. Shout out to Jordan, shout out to Marcus, Nate, all the Patreon members. Uh, who am I missing? Dan. Who else? I'm missing somebody, I think. I'm sorry if I missed you. But yeah, like I said, if you got a chance, go to Sports Life and Chill, follow them, subscribe, hit the notifications button. Because guess what? If you think I got knowledge, it's cats over there that got way more knowledge than me. Now, granted, they're all Niners fans, but hey, guess what? They're all respectable Niners fans. So if anybody's come for them, hey, guess what? You come for them, you come for me too, straight up. So, but said back to the question. All right. So again, I feel like man defense is going to be the number one priority for us. Or I feel as though it should be the number one priority for us. During the at the beginning of the game. Yeah, not all Niners fans, because we got Dan. Now, mind you, before I go any further, Dan at the beginning of the season, well, before the season started, he was even saying, I don't care if the Rams don't win no games. He needs to come back home. We need to get Caleb. This is this, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and that's fine. Oh, yeah. And Jordan, he's a Falcons fan as well. For all those Falconeers out there. But like I said, Dan was like, he don't want to win no games. But now they won that first game. Now he's all, oh, we got a game. We got a game. Like, oh, wait. Which one is it? Do you want to win games or do you not want to win the game? Oh no, Dan. I don't know. You gotta let me know something, Dan. Hey, the jury's out on you right now. We know you're passionate about your rounds. We got it, but I don't know. Before you say you want to win no games, now yo are hyped because y'all want a game. So I don't get it. Yeah, you see it. But yeah, so man defense should be, like I said, should be priority is zone, sit back, later on in the game. But I truly think that our pass rush is going to get there because again, their O line just isn't that good. And if you really look at team for team, like skills position for skill position, we beat them in mostly every facet. So that's why I say we should win. But at the same time, don't think that they're not going to put up points because they are. You know what I'm saying? It's as simple as that. They're gonna put up numbers. People are gonna kind of shine on their side of the ball too. So it's gonna be a good game. First Thursday night game. I'm sorry, second Thursday night game. But again, I'm gonna be in the house. I'm gonna be hyped. So hopefully y'all see me out there. If not, whatever. But I that's how I feel as though we should address the DB side. And Rashawn Evans, he comes from the, I want to say, the Titans, I believe so. Was it Titans or the Seahawks? So I don't know one of them. But anyway, he needs to but rumor has it that he plays really good. He's a big physical player and he's good on run defense. However, sometimes he takes chances and he gets beat on the pass defense side of the ball. So again, on run defense, I feel like the Vikings are probably going to start off doing a bunch of bootlegs just to give him a little bit more time to throw the ball because now we got to get to him. It'll give him another maybe half a second. Yeah, but with Kirk Cousins, he's getting the ball out at 2.5 seconds. That's quick. So at 2.5 seconds, like another half second, that's 3 or 4 seconds. That's a minute. In football time, that's like a whole other minute. So I feel like if we just keep him under pressure the majority of the game. I feel like we'll be fine. But if that man has any time, he's gonna pick us apart. So I don't know what y'all think. All right. So this is a two part. Sean Desai in his post game conference said that we're going to have to roll our coverages to the front side of the routes, which is cool because if we send him to the backside, that gives Kirk Cousins a lot more time to pick and choose who he wants to throw the ball to. So if we can make him get off his first read quick and go onto his second read, that'll be a lot better for us because now that's just more time that he's holding the ball. You know what I'm saying? And and that they will be taking steps to address the middle of the middle pass plays, packing up the middle of the field and the fence to prevent the short dig things and dunks, which is what I was saying earlier, and get him off the first read. 2.5 seconds per pass release for Cousins. How do you feel about his remarks? So, Kirk. I mean, Sean Desai. The defense wasn't the problem last week. I feel like we did give up some very easy plays, down the middle, down the stretch, but and that's something I'm quite sure that he within the short week that he's addressed because he obviously said it in his post game interview. But at the same time, we have to alleviate those things and dunks. And I even said in the Super Bowl last year, I said, if we don't get in front of this, like he's gonna pick us apart because the pass rush is there. Like we're almost there. We're almost getting to him, but he still our linebackers and stuff are allowing these little small plays that are turned into 5 and 6 yard pickups. Like we can't afford that. So even with Kirk Cousins, like we still can't afford that as on the defense side of the house. So I don't know. So I just feel like, again, if we total package in, we go in, make our pass rush assertive, make him come off his first read, within like a half a second or a second, have our linebackers plug the field and make him look towards the outside, that gives Slay and Jacoby Joe, Josh, I'm sorry, Josh Joe, that gives him time to make up for any lost steps they may have, on the outside of the ball. And now he's got to scramble. He doesn't do well on scrambling. Now that's either potential throwaway or a potential, sack, fumble, strip sack, something like that. Turn the ball over, and that's how we win the game. So I don't know. This is gonna be a quick one tonight because I have to get in here and start packing here in a little while. But like I said, let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think about today's podcast. Again, it was supposed to be long, so for those who wanted it to be long, I'm sorry, but it's not. Um, like I said, let me know what y'all think. And if y'all think something else, put in the comments. Ask me a question real quick. I'll sit up here for a hot second. Ask what's going on, Jermaine, what's happening. But if no, yeah, if you got a question, put out there. Let me see what y'all got. I'm curious to know. Um, Let me see. Just a quick recap on the game two the other day. You know what's going on. So everybody, Chris Smith, right? Chris Smith. I met Chris a couple years back, man. He's sad to say he's a Cowboys fan. Sad to say it, but not everybody. Some people just don't get it. I guess I don't know, but Chris, like I say, he's a good down to earth dude, man. And he does a post game interview just like me. And I'm not shouting out the Cowboys and like that, but if y'all follow him on Facebook, man, he's a good dude, man. His post game interviews are very they're very they're not biased at all until he starts screaming at this. How about them? You know, once he starts spewing that garbage, I gotta kind of get off his page, but so. Wait, what is he asking? How do I feel about the Eagles will fare against them boys at this point right now? I mean, to be honest, like, it's not that's a hard question to answer because we've only seen one game. If that's the case, y'all be going to Super Bowl. We know how that go. We know how that go. But like I said, it's only one game. With Dak, it's like this. In the words of the great Greg Collier, I need to see it 5 games in a row. If he can give me a performance somewhat similar to what he did 5 games consecutive, then and only then will I'll be okay. Y'all got a problem. But I mean, we've seen teams blow people. I've seen teams, you know, have good games and then not win another game the rest of the season. So it doesn't really matter what how you start, it's how you finish. You know what I'm saying? Like a couple years back, y'all should have made sure Zeke played. Y'all, he should have went on ahead and accepted the fine way back then. But guess what? What's he want to do? He wants to wait, win games early, and then be out towards the end of the season. It's better to win games at the end of the season because now you know what you have to do towards the end of the season. But if you're losing a whole bunch of games at the beginning of the season, now you are winning a whole bunch of games at the beginning of the season. Now there's a potential you could lose at the end, like y'all did. That doesn't make any sense. But I mean, again, it's one game that's I can't really say how we'll fare against y'all right now because it's only one game, you know. And yeah, and by the way, Ross, he said y'all are not beating the Niners, and I'm quite sure he said you can book that because I know how he talk and I know how he think. Rodney definitely said you can book it, book that. Y'all ain't beating the Niners. Y'all see what happened to y'all last year with the same quarterback, torch y'all. Y'all gonna go home crying like I normally do. Ain't nothing gonna change. Simple as that. But yeah, man. Like I said, this is just real quick show. Again, I gotta start packing here in a little while, and there's some I still got a little bit of work I gotta do from work. But other than that, like I said, just let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Again, hit that likes button, hit the subscribe button, turn on those notifications. And with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and you know, ride into the pastures with the podcast. All right. So again, I appreciate y'all. Wait, hold up. Do we got another question? So Rod said the last 2 years, he stands on that. Chris, you got anything? Oh, wait, he said, hold up. Man, please have me on the show soon. I'll have you on the show. I'll have you on the show. I ain't got no problem having you on the show. Hey, but when you get on the show, please make sure you put the kids away. Make sure you have a clean background. We ain't trying to see no dirty socks. We ain't trying to see pots on the stove. We ain't trying to see none of that in the background. Okay. we for Chris for you, we ain't trying to see a whole bunch of rainbows anywhere either. Because we know how y'all fan base is. What's going on? Hey, for everyone who don't know, man, this is Zachary White. What's up, bro? Hey, he's one of my fraternity brothers for Kappa Lambda Chi, a military fraternity incorporated. But yeah, what's up, BSOD? But yeah, man, like I said, last 2 years, man, hey, Rod sounds on that. Last 2 years, he sounds on that. He said, he don't think y'all gonna beat him. To be honest, again, looking at looking at the two franchises right now, both of y'all are definitely contenders as far as the first game is concerned. But I mean, anybody who won a game is a contender right now. The only ones that ain't contenders right now are, and I hate to say it, but the Jets. Ever since they lost uh a Rod, so I don't see him. There was a whole lot of hype, and shout out to A Rod, man. I hope you feel better. You know what I'm saying, but. It's a crushing blow for the organization. It's a crushing blow for the team. It hurts for the people that he brought there all season. And who knows? Is this going to be his last season? I don't know. Who knows? But it just sucks that this all this off-season hype and everybody, to include myself, wanted to see what he was going to do with the Jets, see how far he could take the Jets, because now he's in the AFC. He's competing with the Joe Burrows. He's competing with the Patrick Mahomes. He's competing with Sean Watsons and the Ravens. I mean, it would have been good to see how he fares against all the younger quarterbacks in this division, but now that kind of just got taken from the fan base, and it sucks. But it be like that sometimes. A couple years back, we had Carson Wentz was supposed to be the league MVP, but crushed us. Luckily, by the grace of God, we still came back, had Nate Foles and won the Super Bowl. But you know, and if I was Zach Wilson, I'd feel some kind of way about them trying to get another quarterback in after you done already got one in, and you won the game. Now did you? Now they won the game, but at the same time, when they won the game, they won the game because their defense helped him win the game. So the game wasn't won by Zach Wilson alone. It was definitely won by the defense and their defensive stance. But I don't know, man. Like it's a bad day for the Jets right now, real bad. And, I'm quite sure they're gonna come up with something. They're gonna get something together. They'll get probably a veteran quarterback in or whatever and try to take over and let Zach Wilson learn a little bit more before he gets back out there. But I don't know, man. It's just ugly. It's not too good for him. All right, so if no one has anything else, let's go ahead and get up out of here. So with that being said, again, subscribe to Philly Bull. Well, go to Philly Bull Entertainment on YouTube. Uh, it's called the Rick Eagle Podcast. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. All right, peace. See ya. Wouldn't want to be.